Tekken 8 is trash. My first introduction to Tekken was Tekken 5, who is argued to be one of the best Tekken games. I was very young when I played Tekken, so I wasn't out here doing Korean backdash, doing electrics, ducking highs, blocking lows, labbing every matchup. Nah, dog. I didn't even know that the game I was playing during that time was Tekken 5. Like I said, I was very young. I was busy button mashing and watching random stuff happen on the TV. But the first Tekken I played and tried to actually learn and took serious was Tekken 7. And Tekken 7 to me, compared to other fighting games during that time, was an insanely hard game to learn, especially considering the time that I went into the game around 2020 to 2022, which like the game was already well established. Like Tekken 7 came out 2015. Yeah, I think 2015 around that time. So the game was very well established. Like people knew the meta, people knew what characters were good, what characters were trash and stuff like that. And even like compared to Tekken 8, Tekken 7 was like still ridiculously like not ridiculously aggressive, not ridiculous to the point that Tekken um 8 is, but it was considered a very aggressive Tekken game and a little pay to win considering, the DLC characters that were out when that game was out. But I was a beginner in Tekken 7 and it was a fun time because the game was difficult and I like games that have a good difficulty to them. I think that's why I like fighting games so much because fighting games are hard to get into. Maybe that's why they're not niche, but they're not considered as popular as other, games like action games or story games and stuff like that. Fighting games are hard, and Tekken is one of the hardest ones. But like I said, I was a beginner in Tekken 7. The highest rank I got in Tekken 7 was one of the green ranks. I think Fighter or Vanguard or something like that. One of the green ranks. But I think that was mostly because I was terrified of playing online. Like, bro, I used to be scared of like ranked mode or online matches. I was a lab rat. I was practicing combos, not really playing online much until I stopped caring and went in fully. Like I just stopped caring. I was like, bro, whatever happens, I'm going to lose, bro. This is a hard ass game. I'm going to lose. Doesn't matter. So I just went into it. And through much rage and losses, I reached the green ranks in Tekken 7. Bro, in Tekken 8. In Tekken 8, I made it to Fusion, a freaking rank that I would dream of achieving, of reaching in Tekken 7. It's ridiculous. Tekken 8 is very easy compared to previous titles, and that down to its core is a problem. The reason why I think this is a problem because Tekken is very difficult. And I understand wanting new players, a new audience to come in and I feel super stressed out by learning a fighting game like Tekken where you have characters that have like 100 moves plus. But there's a line between making things easy and completely removing effort and execution. There's a good handful of characters within Tekken 8 who have insanely good buttons, insanely good slash bullshit flowcharts. Press this button and win. Press this button and suffer no consequences. Press this button and you'll get to press even more buttons. Press this button, slap these buttons, never stop pressing, and boom, you win. Yay! You feel good about that? No. GG's, right? No. It's brain dead. And in my opinion, it's disrespectful to the kind of game that Tekken is down to its core. Heat. I hate the heat mechanic. This mechanic right here is the very reason why Tekken is ruining my life. Okay, I'm just playing. I'm joking. Tekken isn't actually ruining my life. If a video game is ruining your life, like actually, please turn off your console or computer and go outside. Go look at the sun, go touch some grass, go drink some water. As I was saying, heat is horrible. And I hate that it is such an important core mechanic within Tekken 8. Not just that, there are moves in this game that track so damn hard or magnetize to you even when you sidestep or dodge it. It feels horrible to play against, knowing that even your sidesteps are not enough for you to escape the extreme aggression within this video game. It feels horrible knowing that your big win button is a simple move or a button away, and then you're in heat, and now you can just win and do loads of damage or whatever. When when an opponent uses heat and it like zooms into them, it like stops the flow of the match for me. I don't know why. I just don't like that effect. I hate it. It makes me roll my eyes almost every damn time it happens. It's essentially a god button. Every character in this game has a god mode, and it's the heat. Your heat is your god mode. Things are so much easier when you're in heat, and you don't even have to optimize it because you can just press the heat button again and unload like a good amount of damage onto your opponent. It's terrible, and I hate it. Is this all a skill issue? Yeah, it most likely is. But I've seen many players say the same thing about this game, and it really does suck. Aggression was never what made Tekken. What made it Tekken was defense, countering, mastering your character, movement. Oh my goodness, movement. This game feels like it's doing everything in its power to make you think, ah, fuck it. Being defensive isn't doing anything. Let me go into heat. Let me do a heat engager. Let me press. And even that against some characters isn't enough, okay? There are characters in this game who achieve a lot without using heat, you know? And those same characters get so much once they are in heat. Those characters are the ones who need a lot of balancing to be done. Imagine already fighting a very unfair and like super unfair and super like guess heavy character, and now they are in heat and they can just apply that even more to you. That's not fun to fight against in my opinion. But I guess that's just a skill issue on my part, I guess. It's never your turn against some characters. You know what characters I'm talking about. Alyssa, remove her from this game, please. 50/50s and installs. Have we turned into a casino? Casino 8 with the amount of 50/50s that so many characters have? Is this an action game now with the amount of power up installs that are in this game? Since when did anyone ever ask for installs? For characters to get installs in Tekken 8, there are characters, okay? There are characters in this game who have 50/50s, but they achieve that through execution or mind games or that understand what character they are playing and playing them well. But there are also characters in this game who achieve a 50/50 through nothing. There are characters who are given 50/50s for easy access. These characters have unreactable moves, tracking moves, moves that are plus on block that they gain from 50/50s, okay? Moves that are negative, yet it is still that character's turn. It's repulsive, and it's not very fun to play against, in my opinion. It makes this game so fun to play and so unfun to learn to punish and to understand because it feels so cheap. It feels cheap and frustrating to know there are these characters that have these 50/50s and how they get to these moves. They just have these moves for free. They have these moves and they can use them however much they want on you. And the only thing you can do, because either they're plus and you can't do anything, or they are negative yet they still can press in your face. All you can do is guess. That's all you're left to do is guess. This game has turned into a guessing game where there's a character doing shit in front of you, even if you're blocking it or sidestepping it, it's still their turn and you have to guess what they do next. And if you guess low, you're gonna get hit with a meaty ass launcher or a mid that puts you down. It brings you down to the ground. So now you're in knockdown state. So now they get to pressure you even more. Or you can guess right. You block the low or the hell sweep or whatever, and guess what? You still can't punish them because they are either plus or I mean there are a few moves in this game that are lows and you duck them, and they character is plus. I don't know any characters that still that have that. I don't know, maybe I'm just bullshitting right now with that, but even still, you block a character's low and they are still pressing in your face, unpunishable. Hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. It feels so cheap and it's not fun. It's not fun. There are characters in this game that if you block, you don't have like you can't punish them, you can't launch them regardless of like how crazy a move looks. It seems like moves that are like huge or that look very punishable, somehow those moves are plus on block. I don't get it. It's insane. And if you try to sidestep it or you try to dodge it, that move tracks you into oblivion. What are we doing right now? Overall, this game is okay. I still play it. I'm still going to play it after this video is uploaded. I made it to Fujin rank, a rank I should be proud of reaching, I guess. I don't know. It didn't feel good to reach there at all with the amount of bullshit this game puts you through. I am hoping that for season 3 we can get more balancing towards certain characters, shift more towards defensive movement, trickle down on aggression and damage and mindless gameplay, please. But I guess that's too much to ask for. Maybe what we really want is more DLC characters with a 50-50 playstyle, with a power-up install, huge tracking, and buttons that lead into more buttons. I can probably keep digging and searching for more to say, but this is all just a rant because this game is ridiculous, you know what I mean? Tekken 8 needs a lot of work done. This game can be so much more than what it is now. This game has so much potential. This game can be so great. This could be the greatest Tekken game to ever exist. But maybe that's too much to ask for.